Yeah.
Hello! Hello! And welcome to our Shaolin Talks. You surprised us there. So welcome back. Thank you for joining us. And today we're going to be talking to you about how to stay healthy in the summer and ways to look after yourself during the heat. Because here in the UK we've had quite a little bit of a heat wave. I'm not sure where you are in the world, but maybe you've had a little bit of a heat wave too in the summer. And we're just looking at some ways in which you can look after yourself during the summer, some really great tips. Obviously from my perspective as a Chinese medicine practitioner, how you can use different foods and just some lifestyle advice. Janine's going to tell you all about the health benefits of the sun, and I'm going to look at a little bit about what to avoid and what best to protect yourself and things like that. So, just in case you didn't know, my name is Martine.
I'm Janine.
Yeah, and we've been doing these talks for about how many weeks now?
2 weeks, 10 weeks.
About 10 weeks. Yeah, 10 weeks. So we've been exploring different topics, anywhere from nutrition. A few weeks we had Southampton Constabulary in talking us about race hate and race crime. We've been talking about lots of different topical subjects. So if you have any subjects that you'd like to discuss with us, then please let us know. Because we'd love to hear about them.
Okay.
But let's
start
with today's subject.
With today, and I mean, if you like me or like Martine, we love the sun.
I absolutely love it, but yeah, look at this. It's like Irish skin. Burns very easily.
Because it's really good for you. Usually it lifts your mood. Most people it lifts the mood unless you are like it's too hot.
I get very much affected by it.
But usually it's like it lifts your mood and it gives you lots of vitamin D. It's good for your body, and you should get as much sun and daylight as possible because that kind of fuels your energy tank.
There is I know some patients come to see me for a condition called SAD, S-A-D, like seasonal disorders, where they don't get enough sunlight in their body, and it does really affect their mood. And sometimes they can get some lamps that they put inside the room, which creates more sunlight, because the lack of vitamin D can really, as Janine said, it really affects your mood.
And it's something you obviously if you're in winter time, it's dark, it's windy and rainy and wet. So sun obviously. It also keeps you warm, isn't it? If you're outside, it's kind of not just a warm feeling on your skin, but it kind of makes you a warm feeling inside too. And usually people are quite happy during summer. And
summer in Chinese medicine is related to the heart, and that's the main organ, is the heart organ. And the heart, the associated emotion with the heart is joy. It's joy and laughter, and if you think about what summer brings, it brings kind of playfulness, playful energy, a very yang energy, very vibrant. Yeah.
But I think it's also not just you do have more energy and so on, but I think sometimes in the summer or in the sun, because it's also a bit like the holiday season, isn't it? People go on holiday, and even if you go on holiday in the winter, you go to summer destinations. Like Asia or South Asia or South Africa or something like that, then it's the same. You also so on one hand it's very kind of energizing and so on. On the other hand, it also slows you down a bit because it relaxes you a bit, because it usually sometimes it gets you out of your normal business day to day. And I think even here sometimes I feel this myself, that it makes you a bit slower as well, a bit more relaxed. Or it's like if you just sit down and read a book or something.
And then if you think about it as well, the daylight time is a little longer, so here in England, it starts getting light at about 3-4 o'clock, and then it doesn't get dark till 10. So ways in which you can help to kind of follow that pattern. I think if you look at nature and you look at the patterns that it shows, if you follow it, you're more likely to stay healthier. So for example, if you wake earlier, you can wake earlier because there's more sunlight, there's more opportunity for you to get more light onto your onto your body. So waking up earlier is really, really great, and then going to bed a little bit later. It's not too bad. In the winter, you don't really do that. Yeah.
When you do this, because obviously the sun has lots of benefits, but also if it's too much, like with everything, if it's too much and too strong, obviously can cause a lot of damage, right?
Yeah.
So it can cause damage to your skin. It can cause damage to your whole body. I mean, if you get a sunstroke or like sunburn, you can get seriously ill.
Even just
like
temperatures.
Temperature, if you're too hot, that's no good for you either. So there needs to be a balance. And as Martine said, if you wake early, you get like the nice, it's not too hot yet, and it's kind of the right amount of daylight and also temperature to do stuff in. Then when you get to the middle of the day and it's really, really hot, you just flat out, you don't want to do anything. And then later on in the evening, you can chill a bit more and be a bit more active. So during summer, you might want to adjust your routine a bit.
Yeah.
And
Follow the seasons.
Yeah.
And that can be sort of following the way in which it gets lighter and darker. That can be also to do with eating the food that's around during that season.
Yeah.
So for example, during the summer, there's lots of fresh veggies, there's lots of fruits around. So those sorts of food, they give you a lot of water and they hydrate your body.
Yeah.
So one other tip that we have, which is really important, actually it's important anytime, but one main tip is to make sure you stay hydrated. So drinking water is really, really important. Do you drink enough water, Janine?
No.
No.
I think
I'm
I'm really bad with this.
Yeah.
And it's really bad because sometimes it also makes your skin really dry.
Well, yeah, did you know actually that drinking water has got a lot of functions. So literally 60% of men are made up of water, about 55% of women, and there's some main functions that water helps. It helps to regulate your temperature. So it's a bit like regulating the thermostat inside your body. It also removes waste, like Janine said, removing sort of toxins and waste from your body. So it helps to flush those out of your system. It transports nutrients that are inside your blood. So it has a lot of really, really important functions. And if you're not getting enough water in your body, and you're not hydrated, you're dehydrating, then those functions can't work as easy, and a lot of problems.
How much do you need to drink?
So, according to the NHS, according to public health, so I did some research, and they said you need to drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of water. Now, that depends on your body. I think it depends on your body, and also depends what you're doing. So if you are exercising, then you are going to need more water, you're going to need more fluids, because you're sweating, you know. So if you're sweating more, you'll realise that you're just generally sweating more, you're losing body fluids, so you need to replace those fluids. That's really, really important. So at least the bare minimum is like 6 to 8 glasses of water, but if you're exercising, then probably a bit more.
So always have your bottle of water with you.
Yeah, and when it's on those really, really hot days, don't forget to take water with you. I think that's important. Yeah.
That's quite important.
Yeah, we've got some other really cool tips as well that will help you to stay hydrated and keep yourself cool.
So how about, I mean, I've seen sometimes people put like their feet in water to get cool.
Yeah.
Have
You
ever
could
heard
do.
about that?
I've heard about it if people have headaches and they've got a lot of yang rising to the head. So if like all your chi or your energy goes up to your head, you get sometimes headache, dizziness. So a Chinese method is you put your feet in water, and it helps to sink your energy down. So I can see how that could work if you were really, really hot, you're feeling hot. We put their feet in cold water or just water to relax. But another thing is did you know that your emotions can generate heat in your body?
No.
You know, if you get angry, you know when you see like cartoon, you see people getting really angry and then they go red, and then the steam comes out their ears like. So certain types of emotions can generate a lot of heat, especially if you get cross.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Have you get cross? Do you get cross?
I don't get cross that often, but I think I've seen it in other people. That sometimes
really
their
red.
face gets really red, right? Their face gets red, and then I don't know when it stops. It's probably as well.
So if you in the summertime, they say, Chinese medicine sometimes try to refrain from getting angry, from getting cross, because it creates a lot of heat. But anyway, you should just try in general just to regulate your emotions, and just maybe you can do some meditation, or find other ways to really calm your body down, calm your emotions down, keep them balanced. At the end of the day, it's natural to have emotions, that's why we have them, is, we have them for particular reasons.
Yeah.
So, but if it's affecting your health and your body, it creates quite a lot of heat inside your body. So, say in the summer, refrain from anger, or refrain from frustration.
So what about the heat when you exercise, or when you run, or when you dance? You go to a lot of festivals and you
Yeah, you
dance.
definitely need to make sure you stay. Or people who go out, they go to festivals and things, and they're in direct sunlight. Simple things that you can do, like wear a hat, or you can wear sunscreen. Obviously, sunscreen is really
That's
important.
very important.
And if you've got young people around you who don't know how to put sunscreen on, you've got vulnerable people around you, you can help them. Make sure you keep an eye out for those sorts of people, and make sure you tell them, have you got any sunscreen on, or make sure you put a hat on, or stay in the shade. Nowadays the sun is quite strong. Even if your skin isn't as sensitive as say mine is, you can still get skin cancer. You can still get UV. You need to get things to protect your body. You can even wear like long sleeve.
Long sleeve, or like
Yeah.
a bit of see-through or sort of.
Yeah. Sometimes when we're in China, or if sometimes I travel to China or different countries, I will wear something light over this, like loose and light to protect their bodies from the rays. Yeah.
So what's your favourite summer fruit?
Huh?
Your favourite summer fruit?
Watermelon.
Me too.
Yours as well. I love watermelon.
So watermelon and strawberries. I love strawberries.
Oh, strawberries are great.
Yeah,
they're very, very cooling. They've got a very cooling nature. So in Chinese medicine, they look at the energetics of the food. So rather than sort of also look at sort of the carbohydrate, fat, and the compounds that make up that food. But they really look at the actual quality of the food and what it generates. So some food generate heat, things like ginger and garlic. They're very have heating qualities. Some foods are really cooling, like strawberries and like cucumber and watermelon.
Oh yeah, I do also like, because cucumber, you can have like, when you do barbecue, you do a really nice barbecue, you can have like a cucumber salad or cucumber and tomato salad. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's very, very hydrating.
Because I know in this kind of weather, a lot of people don't like barbecuing, don't they?
I do like barbecue. I love barbecue. Yeah, and watermelon's really good as well. As like a tradition, like something that your grandma would tell you to do. Like, oh yeah, if you've got a sore throat, you can have watermelon.
Really?
Watermelon,
I've
because
never heard of that.
watermelon takes the heat out of your body. It cools your body down, so it can really help with sore throat. Things that reduce heat. Another great food is mung bean. We don't really eat mung beans in the UK very much. Well, mung bean you can have they eat a lot of mung beans in China, but mung bean has a really cooling quality. It really cools your blood down and cools your body down, regulates your temperature. So you can have this soup. It's like a mung bean soup.
Okay.
It doesn't look that great, to be honest. It looks a bit like murky water. But it's really good. Sometimes you can put a bit of sugar in and it tastes good, but it really cools your body down. There's some amazing drinks that you can have as well. That really cool
Yeah,
your
like
body.
fruit drinks as well, isn't it? To keep you fresh. It sometimes really feels fresh as well. Sometimes also, I think like if you just drink water, it's a bit boring, isn't it?
Can be,
Don't you think?
It doesn't encourage you to drink very
Yeah,
much.
so that's probably why I don't drink that much.
But they do say you
But,
can get like 20% of in your food, you have a lot of water in your food, so only 20%. And then the rest of the fluid that you need to get from other sources.
Okay.
So that can be like tea or coffee, or coffee's a bit heating anyway, but any other fluids.
So what
Water.
about alcohol?
I would say alcohol's pretty heating. I would say it's got quite a lot of fire in it.
So
Yeah.
just do the non-alcoholic cocktail then, yeah?
Yeah, I would in the summer. Sometimes you see people on the beach, where I live in Bournemouth, it's like hundreds of people on the beach, thousands of them all packed in like sardines. I don't go near the beach in the summer because too many people, but you can see them all drinking alcohol on the beach with no suntan cream on and near the water, which is reflecting light, and they're going to get some really big trouble with their skin later on, you know. So
that's also if you're in the water, right, and you spend a lot of time in the water and the sun comes from the top, it reflects from the water. So sometimes that's really tricky because sometimes if you're in the water you actually don't feel the sun burning too much. It doesn't, because you're in the water, you're cool, and then you wonder where your like your sunburn comes from or where your stroke. So that's also, if you have a sunstroke or overheating, you can overheat in the water because usually your head is outside and the water reflects the heat as well. So you should be quite careful as well. Obviously go in the water, cool down, but don't stay in the water for like hours. So basically come in and out.
Make sure you're applying lots of sunscreen. Maybe you want to put something like a factor 50 on, or you know, something really like a strong water resistant sunscreen that's going to really protect your skin.
So so basically the usual water safety, right? So it's like, first of all, you don't go in the water with a full stomach. So leave it a bit. This is what I've learned because I grew up near the water, so I've been told these lessons every time. So don't go in the water with a full stomach. So leave at least like 20 minutes, half an hour after you've eaten. Then don't stay too long, although it's nice and fun. Come in and out, and when you come out as well, keep dry. So dry yourself, right? Because this is also, if you still run around with your wet clothes, it's also, I don't know if you ever heard of summer cold. So it's really,
very much so.
So you can get summer cold because sometimes people stay in their wet clothes too long. Although, I mean, it dries on you in the heat, but the better way is to basically completely dry off and then change. So that's my beach safety tips.
In a Chinese medicine practice, they believe that external pathogenic factors affect the body. So things like wind, cold, heat, and damp can have an effect on your body. So if you're, say for example, your constitution is a little bit weaker, so you're quite vulnerable to those things, maybe your pores might stay open a lot longer than most people, so then you can be influenced more by those external environmental factors like the sun, like wind, like cold. So that makes complete sense with that system as well. And it's really interesting how all this information you get told by your grandparents. I don't know whether your grandparents told you, don't sit on wet grass, or as my grandmother says, oh Martine, don't go outside with wet hair, you know. These things that they taught you that sometimes we've kind of forgotten that culture, it hasn't been passed on. But if you look back into the old sort of text, it's all written down in there. It's really, really interesting that it is in your culture. If you ask your grandparents, they might be able to tell you, you know, these are traditions.
But I've got one. Whenever you always, whenever we had always a sunburn, they always put buttermilk on it.
Buttermilk?
Buttermilk,
Oh,
and it stinks. It smells horrible.
It smells buttery.
It smells horrible, but that's what they put. When you really had a sunburn, they put buttermilk on it.
Really? I use aloe vera. At home I've got like an aloe vera plant, and I cut the aloe vera in half, and then I put it in the fridge so it's nice and cold, and then you can just put it on the skin. Sometimes it feels like quite slimy when you put it on, but actually it's really good. It really helps to soothe the skin and helps to reduce inflammation. And then there's things that you can do, like foods that you can eat that can reduce inflammation inside the body. Things that have a really cooling quality, like watermelon, strawberries, mung beans, bean sprouts.
Cherries as well.
I think cherries are a little bit heating, but I think it's great to eat cherries during the summer because they're around during the summer, aren't they? More sort of late summer. And they're very red as well, vibrant. Sometimes if you look at the colour of the fruit, sometimes it can give you an indication of its characteristic. For example, if it's really red, it might have some action on the heart. Yeah, because the heart is related to like a red colour. If it's red, like beetroot is very good. Rose hip is very good for blood pressure and things like that. So a red quality. Strawberries are kind of have got that red as well. I think lotus seeds are very good for heat as well, and they're eaten a lot to help reduce heat. And bean sprouts, they're quite a good thing to eat during the summer. And obviously lots of salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of cooling things. Things that you wouldn't normally eat in the winter. That obviously you can eat now.
How about raw foods?
I think that really depends on your constitution, like on your body type. So, for example, if your stomach and spleen is really strong, it can break down raw food really easily. Yeah. So not a problem. But if you have a bit of a weak stomach and spleen, and you might know that by certain signs and symptoms, you might not be able to break down raw food as easy.
Yeah, so you want more cooked or
more cooked soups.
Okay.
Actually, in China they do have like more cooked soups for heat, and you can have more sort of warm soups, and they really help to like cool you down.
I also, you know, in
summer.
when you go to these hot countries like Turkey, Africa, or whatever, they usually drink tea, don't they?
Yeah,
they drink tea.
Yeah.
So I've never in a really hot country, I've never seen like the people that usually it's the tourists that drink the cold drink, the ice cold drinks. Usually the people that live there, they drink hot drinks, warm water, warm tea.
Did you know actually ice is not that great for you? You know, if you eat ice, and they say it can really like chill your stomach and give you some like toilet problems, you know. So I can understand how in other countries they do have like these heating, you know, like heating drinks to help.
I think it's sometimes it's a really good, you know, us also, it's like, obviously I've also been traveling a lot, and usually when you travel to these hot countries, you do get stomach problems.
Bad tummies. Traveller's tummy.
Travel problem, yes. But it really, really helps if you look what the locals eat. So what the locals eat and drink, and then just copy. Because then you avoid things like that.
Yeah. Do you know some other foods that are really good? That's kind of interesting that you say that. So if you've been traveling around hot countries, you notice that probably they eat quite a lot of pungent foods. So pungent foods, a little bit spicy. And they do say that in the summertime it's good to have a little bit of spicy food because that helps you to sweat, helps to open your pores up. So if you find it difficult to sweat, you know, you want to release those toxins out of your body, then eating a little bit of that food during the summer, it can actually be really good for you. And to stay away from foods that are a bit bitter during the summer, because bitter is something that's related to the heart, it's related to summer season.
You go more sweet?
More pungent,
okay.
more pungent and less bitter. And then during a different season, you might eat like a different type of food during that season. So like probably during the winter, a more warming food to help you know to stay warm during that season. Yeah.
That's quite good.
Any other advice, Janine, that you could think of to stay healthy during the summer?
Usually, I mean the ones you already mentioned usually are got ahead with me. Usually I got some kind of, even if you have like short sleeve clothes and so on, I usually have something to cover up if necessary.
And then kind of sort of staying outside of the heat. You know, so between the hours of 11 and 3, it's really, really hot. So if you don't have to go out during that time, then just stay indoors. Especially if you've got some people who are vulnerable or elderly. You know, you don't want to put them out directly in the sunlight during between those hours of the day.
I think sometimes it's really tricky also if you live by the sea, because sometimes usually you have, if it's windy as well, you also don't realize that if the sun's directly on you, that how much it affects you if you walk along. Like last year we went to San Francisco, and Gary and I, we just we just went along the whole seafront, right? But without any protection, because we were just like going out, and then it's like at the end of the day, we were like, oh my god, it's just like red everywhere.
You
It's
don't
like
realise it, do you?
proper touristy. From there it's like, no, sun cream, hats, yeah.
You can keep yourself cool as well by having cool showers. So if you find yourself getting overheated, you can go in and have like a cold shower, and that will help you to really cool down. But yeah, one other tip, like Janine said, is that if you have got cold water on your body and there's wind blowing, then that's not a great thing for you. You do need to take the water off your body before you let the cold wind. Like if you have a fan on, sometimes you can get quite ill, or aircon. Like remember when we were traveling around, we'd have some aircon in the room, and sometimes that would actually make you give you sore throat or whatever. You can get quite a little bit poorly from having aircon on because of the extremes of temperature.
Yeah,
so you just need to be
that's
careful.
another good thing is I think if there is such a dip between really aircon room and outside, or kind of to keep this balance a bit more,
Don't have like the
So
wind
safe.
blowing on you, like direct wind. It's not too great.
No, I don't like that.
And one final thing I think is really important.
Last one, yeah.
A last one. So, just be aware that if you're driving your car and you have infants or small children inside your car, or if you have a dog inside your car, don't leave them inside the car when it's really, really hot. Or, because there's been so many accidents that have happened where young children have been left in the car and it's been a really, really hot day, dehydration, animals, they don't...
Even if you leave the window open, it doesn't
It doesn't
make
work.
a difference.
Even if you leave the window open a little bit, it's not great for them, they need a lot of water.
And it's like really stuffy in the car as well.
Yeah, you can really damage
I think it's the same. I've seen the same thing for really young children in the pram or in the thing. But I think you shouldn't put a blanket over to cover, basically to keep them in the shade. Obviously, if you have like a really toddler baby, or to keep it in the shade, do rather than put like a blanket over a thing, just use like a parasol or like a hat as well, and just try to keep it in the shade. Yeah.
Just be careful. Just be aware. Be careful, and look after yourself during this time.
Especially animals and young kids.
So maybe Janine can do a little recap for you on the summer and some of the health benefits we came up with today.
Okay, summary is, we love the summer, we want to go outside, we want to get as much vitamin D as we can, so really fuel up, use your energy, but use it early in the morning or late in the evening, stay out of the sun during midday, have a little siesta. Then use what's out there, like fresh fruit, vegetables, with your barbecue. Cover up your, basically use sun cream, use a hat, use sunglasses, and just enjoy the summer.
And you can use all the different types of foods that we suggested. If you've got anything else that you would like to, and most importantly, stay hydrated, drink lots of fluid.
Yes.
Yeah, that's really important, okay? So if you've got any other useful advice that you'd like to share with us, maybe you've got some tips that you'd like to give to us, then you can add them to the comments at the bottom of this live post today. And also, if you've got any other topics that you would like to discuss, or maybe you'd like to come in yourself and chat to us about something that you feel is important in your community, and you'd like to share with our group or share with the community here, then please just let us know. You can also go on to our Facebook group, which is www.ukshaolin.com, or look us up on Instagram, and just let us know your thoughts, let us know how you've enjoyed these talks, and we would love to hear from you. So, thank you very much for watching us, and we will see you again next week. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Goodbye.